Alright guys, so in this video what I'm going to do is talk about the Python yo-yo. I bought it off Amazon. It's a moisture sensor that allows you to determine how much moisture is in whatever substance you put it in. The intention for that is to wire it up to the Arduino, then to hopefully try and automate some kind of a water system for my plants, because I keep forgetting essentially. So I have here my Arduino. I just have just a standard board, a few cables, LED resistor. These aren't actually mandatory, and then obviously my Python yo-yo moisture sensor. So there is code that corresponds to what I'm doing now. I'll put that on the link below. But essentially what I'm going to do next is just wire up the whole thing from scratch, essentially. So I don't know if you can see that, I have my out is the yellow, the VCC, which is the power, which is green, and then the ground is obviously to ground the actual sensor itself. So grounding is always good. What I'm going to do is wire it up the ground to a ground port and put that on one side of the board, and then obviously that allows me to then distribute that out if needed. Actually, I'll set up the LED first. So I just have a simple resistor here. I think it's 10 ohms. I'll just put it into the board like so, and then I will have my LED. The short one is obviously the negative side, so the resistor corresponds to the negative connection, like so. I'm going to connect my negative port to my resistor, and I'm going to wire up my LED. In this case, actually, I'm going to use red. Makes things a bit more simplistic, like so. I'm going to use my red cable into port number 6, the digital connection, like so. Sensor, the ground is blue in my case, so I'm just going to wire that up to the ground connection on my board, like so. My output is my analog output. For my example, my yellow goes into A3, like that. And then the VCC, this one runs on a 3.3 volt, so I will plug it in directly into the 3.3. That should be all ready to go. I don't think I'm missing anything from the initial look. So let me give that a bash. I have the code here. It basically just allows me to, if I get rid of that one, it's not really needed. As I mentioned, put let me just check that. Yeah, the digital 6 with the analog 3 for the LED and for the sensor respectively. And then obviously runs for the setup, runs for the loop, and it calls these two methods. The methods, the blink LED just blinks the LED to make sure from a visual side that I can upload the code. And then the read sensor is obviously just reading the analog input and then printing it out to the serial console or the serial monitor, like so. So if I give that a bash, you can see already it's uploading. The LED is flashing, which is a good sign. And then I have my Python yo-yo. You can see on the screen that in my serial console it's writing out 0 because it's not connected to it. But once I put my fingers on that, it determines how much moisture is actually being subjected to from my fingers. So I'm getting around about 40. I do have a little pot here with water in it. I'm just going to put it into the water, and it goes crazy. So around about the 400 side, which you kind of expect. And I'm just going to wipe that off. And it still has a little bit of moisture on. So that, in a nutshell, one final example. If I plug it into if I put it into the soil, again, a little bit of moisture, but very, very little. So pretty simple. That's how you set it up. All right, guys, thanks for watching.